People enjoying a day at the beach in La Jolla suddenly find themselves in a close encounter with some angry sea lions.
Oh, no. Now at 5:30, hundreds of sea lions taking over a beach in Ventura County.
Explains why sea lions, usually gentle creatures, have been going on the attack, something this team found out firsthand.
Feeling it on my leg and absolutely freaking out.
If you see a seal or sea lion, you should get away from it. They do bite.
There's never a dull moment at the beach, with amazing feeding frenzies, unexpected chases, or even close calls with some fearsome predators. Anything is possible. So stay prepared for an adrenaline rush and make sure that you're never alone on a beach. Visitors at La Jolla Cove experienced quite some rush when a pair of sea lions started chasing them around because they obviously owned the place. Just within minutes, these wild animals managed to clear out the whole beach for themselves. It's pretty interesting what they can do. According to experts, these sea lions came to the beach during their mating season, and although it seems like they were chasing the people away, these sea lions were actually after each other. All these people were just in their way. It's important to understand that these beaches belong to the wildlife a lot more than they do to us, so we should be respecting their boundaries and keeping a safe distance.
They are wild animals. They are a little bit used to us, but they still are wild.
Messing with sea lion. No one's supposed to mess around with others when food is involved. But I guess this fisherman did not get the whole concept of privacy, so the sea lion decided to teach him a lesson. After chasing him away for a while, it realized that he had most probably learned not to mess around. These sea lions often come here, so they were accustomed to the people's company. This particular one was not even willing to share its fish with other sea lions. They all better keep a safe distance, or it's gonna come for everyone who stands in its way. Disturbed seal. While diving in the ocean, a diver got really excited to see a seal swimming just meters away from him, so he went up for a closer look. Little did he know that the animal was in no mood to be disturbed, and it acted in an aggressive way. Just as the diver got close to it, the seal came out with its mouth wide open and had almost gotten to the man's head if it was not for his GoPro stick. He managed to stop the charging animal and swam back to the shore where he was the safest. Hungry seal.
Hey, get away, you!
Here's a reminder that the fish in the ocean rightfully belongs to the wildlife in it. This seal had its eyes on the same fish as this man, so it did not let it slip away even after the man had gotten it out of the water. With a dashing entry, this seal grabbed the fish from the man's hook and returned victorious in its chase. It just looks done with all these men taking its food away from the water. No wonder the seal had to step out and take action itself. Here's another seal that managed to get itself a fish that was stolen by a fisherman.
Oh, come on, dude!
Yeah, you better start looking somewhere else, because judging by that speed, this seal will be coming back for more. Angry grouper.
The fish! He floats! There you go! No!
These fishermen had a giant grouper on the other end of their line, and it had to be the most exciting moment for them. This called for an epic picture with the grouper, but it was not gonna be that easy. These friends encouraged him to get in the water with the fish, and although he was feeling scared, he still got in.
You're good, you're good. No.
The grouper, on the other hand, did not like to be used as a showpiece, so it started splashing around with its strong tail. Now, anyone would have gotten the jump scare if it had happened to them. Fortunately, the man got back up in the boat, safe and sound. Tuna rush. In 2023, Gadira Bay was crowded with children enjoying their time when a massive tuna made a dashing entry to the scene. They were all seen running away for their dear lives, while the giant fish was splashing its tail and sending dreadful shivers among everyone on sight. This was a highly unusual behavior for a tuna. These fish normally glide through the water in a peaceful manner, and up until now, no one's been able to figure out what was going on with the fish. There are chances that it was in stress or undergoing some sort of disease. It eventually went back in the deeper water while splashing its tail.
Tuna! Tuna!
Stranded marlin. Beachgoers were amazed, yet terrified, when they came face to face with one of the fastest and most feared fishes of the ocean world. This blue marlin had come to the shores, and it got a bit out of hand for everyone present there.
Oh my God!
Normally, these fish reside in the depths of the water, so seeing one thrashing all over the place with its sharp bill was quite an experience. There was a chance this juvenile could take on anything or anyone that came in its way. Luckily, a kind-hearted man got it in the water as soon as it noticed the fish, and it fortunately returned to the water without hurting anyone. Under a whale.
I got him on video.
Whale watchers off the coast of California were hoping to witness an impressive beach day when they got a lot more than what they bargained for. A giant whale had jumped out of the water, and it landed directly over some kayakers. Luckily, they were completely safe and did not have even a single scratch on them. It's amazing how they managed to live the tale of such a close encounter with a majestic creature.
I got him on video.
Too close. Cage diving has become a rather popular thing among people, but one group of friends experienced it in a different manner. Did you just see the speed and impact of this mako shark? If it was not for these bars, the men inside would have become a tasty meal for it. It's very unnatural for sharks to get baited by humans, and these behaviors can be rather negative for the wildlife, bringing forward interactions like these. Huge alligator.
It's a dolphin? It's a shark? Nope, it's an alligator, folks.
The Hillsborough Beach in Florida had a rather unique visitor, as people noticed a giant alligator enjoying in the waves. Life in the murky waters can get exhausting. One needs some break from time to time, right? Sadly for this gator, a team of animal control swiftly got to the scene and managed to get the situation under control. They captured the gator and managed to get it back to where it belonged. During this whole ordeal, no one was present on the beach, ensuring that everyone stayed safe from the encounter.
A large reptile spotted in Hillsborough Beach earlier today, leaving beachgoers shocked.
Wild boar.
Oh God.
A nice day of sunbathing at the beach was soon taken over by a wild boar rushing towards the people. The animal had been swimming in the Baltic Sea and panicked on seeing so much of the audience, so it started chasing everyone away in a fight response to a threat. The beachgoers ganged up on the wild boar and tried to divert it from the beach, but nothing seemed to be working on this thick-headed animal. It caused quite some mess in the area, and then hopefully went back where it came from. Who knew there could be wild boars at a beach, too? Daring man. This guy thought it would be a good idea to be in the same place as a shark, with just a birdcage to fend for himself. I'm pretty sure this was the moment he realized he made a grave mistake. Without wasting another moment, he managed to get back up in the boat and was lucky enough to be away from a tiger shark's jaws. But I must say, people like him will get in sticky situations one day or the other, and no man or cage will be there to help. Clingy octopus. This man had returned from the depths of the ocean and brought an octopus with him that just wouldn't let go. Despite his efforts of pulling the mollusk away, this one simply wanted to stay a bit longer. Now, while it's a cute idea that it wanted to be friends with a diver, the reality is a bit different. The octopus probably sensed danger in the water and clung to the man to get to safety. Or it was just being curious about who had ventured into his area and was exploring the man.
Ahí se te va a coger todo.
Whatever the case was, he really got a different experience from that dive. Loch Ness Baby.
Look.
While exploring a beach in Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, a woman stumbled upon this startling sight in the sand. With its sharp fangs exposed and eyes missing, the find was unsettling and almost looked like a monster from any mythical movie. The sight was so disturbing that she couldn't bring herself to touch it. Out of curiosity, she uploaded the video to the internet for help in identifying the mysterious remains. Suggestions poured in, ranging from a baby Loch Ness monster, a demogorgon from Stranger Things, to more plausible theories like a severely sun-scorched moray eel. The true identity of the creature remains unknown, but it certainly qualifies as the stuff of nightmares. Sword fight. Catching a swordfish is hard, but bringing it in without any scratches is even harder. This family was enjoying their time at the sea when the swordfish came dashing towards them, straight with its bill pointing right towards them. Although it looked like it had caused some serious trouble on board, this fish actually missed the man by mere inches. He was lucky that he came right in front of a swordfish and then managed to walk out of the situation in one piece. Unlucky paddleboarding.
A shark suddenly shot at him like a torpedo, hitting the surfboard and knocking him into the water.
Paddleboarding is a fun sport, loved by almost every person. But one paddleboarder got quite an adrenaline rush when he was moving through the waves and accidentally bumped into a shark. The encounter was just a few seconds long, but it was still epic to come across something like it during an ordinary day at the ocean. Although it might look like it was scary, the person mentioned that he really enjoyed the adrenaline rush and was excited to capture the whole scene on his camera. Unsafe cage. Seeing sharks up close is all fun and games until they take the whole scenario too seriously and get their jaws within the cage. These people were thrilled to witness the razor-sharp teeth of a shark embedded in their cage, and the only thing saving them from becoming its meal was the metallic cage. In another instance, these people got a rather terrifying cage diving experience when the shark got too interested in them rather than the bait it was offered, and it started biting on the buoy trying to get to them. That's like a real-life Jaws scene unfolding right before their eyes. I'm pretty sure I won't be going cage diving with sharks ever in my life. Dusty the dolphin. This is why you should never get too close to any wild animals. Although dolphins are thought to be super friendly and chill, even they can lose their cool sometimes. The people on this beach got a bit too excited to see one and got really close. Predictably, it got aggressive and started whooping her tail all over the place. It even chased a girl away. I'm guessing that was their cue to stop approaching the dolphin and mind their own business on the sandy beach. Feeding frenzy.
Dude, can you please send that to Christy?
Some visitors at the Cape Lookout Beach headed to the shores to catch their food for the evening, but once they got there, they realized they were not the only ones hunting for fish. The whole beach was crowded with hundreds of black-tipped sharks and seabirds feasting on smaller fish. It was like a whole buffet set up on the beach for everyone. They were safe as long as they were staying out of the water. According to them, they had been visiting beaches for a long time for fishing, but this was the first time they had come across dozens of sharks in a frenzy like this.
Look.
Up close with tiger shark. An ordinary holiday at the beach turned into a thrilling experience for a family when they noticed a huge tiger shark swimming towards them in the shallow waters. The whole scene was captured on a drone, and it showed how they were all maintaining a safe distance from the predator. Tiger sharks are one of the most aggressive species roaming the oceans, so no chance can be taken when it comes to interacting with them. Luckily, they all made a safe return to the shore, and everyone was okay. Crocodile head.
The crocodile head that washed up on the beach at St. Lucia.
People visiting a beach in South Africa were left stunned to find a giant crocodile head lying in the sand. it was quite devastating to see the once most feared animal ending up in a compromised situation. While there are several possibilities of how this could have happened, one of the most logical ones was that this crocodile came to the beach for some sunbathing and became a meal for one of the sharks roaming in the area. The ever-feared predator of the murky rivers could not hold its ground in front of the sharks and ended up in this situation.
Put your hand on its head. Enormous crocodile.
Fight for life. These sharks are here to collect the yellowfin tuna that rightfully belong to them. I mean, if we'll go into their territory and try to steal their food, it's no surprise that the sharks would come hunting for it. This spear fisherman had to fight for his life and food when he got tailed by the two Galapagos sharks, hell-bent on getting the fish, and even the man if possible. They kept approaching the diver aggressively and did not let go until he did something for self-defense. Eventually, he managed to get on the boat with the yellowfin tuna. Now that was some hard-earned food. Savage Goliath Grouper. Here's a reminder that we're not the only ones hunting for fish in the vast oceans. This spear fisherman was fishing in the northern Gulf of Mexico, Grayson, near the shipwrecks, and he got really excited to get his hands on an impressive-sized fish. But he got a reality check from the groupers in the area when one of them snatched the catch from him and even dragged him all over the place with it. You can hear the rage of this man even through his mask. Although the grouper eventually left the fish alone, just the idea of getting dragged along by a massive fish like this one is creepy in itself. Shaky ride. These men were fishing in a canoe in Florida while being in the water with a bull shark. That already sounds creepy enough to me. Surprisingly, the shark was furious at them for stealing the fish that rightfully belonged to it, and it started ramming into their canoes to get them in the water for a fair fight. Well, for starters, why would someone take out a tiny canoe to get some fish from such a vast ocean? I really don't get the idea. Luckily, the aggressive fish decided to leave them alone and carried on with its own activities in the water. But if that canoe had flipped, they would have become a meal themselves. Close call. This diver went spearfishing off the coast of Perth, Australia, but almost became prey himself when he met one of the giants of the sea, up close and personal. The shark first circled around him, and then within seconds, it went from general gliding to predator mode. Luckily, the man had kept his cool and managed to fend it off with his gear, but the encounter was not over yet. It was coming at him over and over again. And this thing kept going on for almost 9 minutes. During this time, the diver stood his guard and finally managed to get to his boat safely. Well, at least he had an impressive story to tell at the end of it all. Near miss. Here's a shark that thought it would easily take down a fully grown person, but it clearly missed the part where he had that spearfishing gear. This giant came rushing towards the fisherman, and out of nowhere was stopped in its way when he used his spear effectively. Just when he got the window for an escape, he ran away for his life, completely engulfed in panic and fear. Goliath Thief. Spearfishing in the depths of the ocean took a whole new turn when a diver came face to face with a Goliath grouper. He had managed to get his hands on a decent-sized fish, but the problem was that the big guy from the ocean also had its eyes stuck on the prize. So this fish came dashing to the diver and snatched the fish right from his hands. He could not even argue with this thief. I mean, just look at the size of this thing. If something like that came to me, I would give it everything without a single word. Tax collector. Fishing in a grouper's area? Now that does not sound like a good plan. These divers had successfully caught an impressive fish when the real king of the area came forward. The grouper first took his fin off so he couldn't chase it around, and then it went straight for his catch. There's no way they could have gotten that catch back. A fight with a grouper would most probably end up with their dignity on the line. Great white. Some friends went out for sightseeing in Tasmania, Australia, when they got to witness something far more thrilling than they had expected. As they were moving in the area, they felt a strong push on their boat. The sheer shock and power of it made them wonder if they were in the presence of an underwater monster. And surprisingly, their guess was right. Just a few moments later, they realized that a great white shark was roaming just beneath them, and it wanted them out of its area. Without a second thought, they ran from the scene at full speed and made sure not to go there again. Bizarre smile. Sharks and orcas are not the only scary part of the ocean. The vast unknown areas can give anyone the creeps as well. A woman had gone to the beach for a nice day of relaxation when she noticed this odd creature. It had no eyes or any prominent feature, just a creepy smile, like it was staring right at her. Now, here's the theory. Some say this is a decomposed stingray, but others think this could be an ancient monster found for the first time. My money's on the first option, personally. What do you think it was? Foul-smelling beach.
You can't really swim here. You can't really spend any time in the water.
Visitors at the Mexican beach had quite an upsetting experience when they noticed the once shimmering sands covered in foul-smelling seaweeds that had a really odd look and feel to it. All their plans of enjoying the beach were shattered by this odd natural phenomena. And guess what? It had every viewer confused and questioning what was happening right in front of them.
The nutrients of this seaweed goes into the underground and can affect also the aquifer, so we have to be very careful on where we put this material.
Every beachgoer was looking for answers on what caused this havoc. This is where experts came in. They believed that climate change, overuse of fertilizers, and ocean currents had all together turned the whole area into shades of brown. Not a very fun sight to witness, I gotta say. Musical beach.
In Biscayne Bay is striking, as you can see there, a chord. Grand piano suddenly appeared on a sandbar.
Sometimes the most bizarre things wash up on the beaches, and they leave everyone wondering what could be going on under the waves. Such an incident was witnessed at a Miami beach when a whole piano showed up in the sand like some sort of performance was due there.
It appeared to me that they were doing a music video, and I'm sure that piano came off that boat, was a little too heavy to get back on that boat.
Surprisingly, no one knew where it came from. Although the authorities tried to trace down the person who brought it there, they still found no clues to solve this mystery. Running for life. A bunch of people had gone to the beach for a nice dip in the ocean and some calming time, but they were forced to run out of the water when they noticed a giant fin approaching them. Yes, it was a shark approaching at lightning speeds. They were lucky that this predator was just roaming in the area and had no interest in them. Otherwise, they could have ended up in a pretty bad spot. I guess I'll have to cancel my next visit to the beach. I had no idea they could get this close, too. Shark feast. The wild world has some of the most ruthless scenes that can take anyone's breath away. One such sight of a fight between a shark and a seal was witnessed at the shores by visitors who stayed there for an up-close look of the whole ordeal. These people had come to the beach for a refreshing experience to brighten up their day, but they got something they never would have imagined. If you ever see such a battle, make sure to maintain a safe distance. Wholesome interaction.
Hola.
Alright, let's finally lighten the mood a little bit. These paddleboarders were enjoying their time at sea when everything got even better when they came across a giant playful whale in the area. They were so close to the whale that they could have easily touched it or even rode on its back. Encounters like this bring the biggest smiles to most of the viewers and are one of the reasons why people go out for paddleboarding.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Bubbling mystery. A group of divers ventured into the ocean's depths at Beckwa Lagoon Resort to meet the ocean's most feared predator, and a tiger shark held up to its reputation when it started showing an odd behavior. I guess all those bubbles from their tanks made the shark curious, and it decided to get in and check what all the fuss was about. Luckily, all the divers sprung into action on time and managed to get the diver free from the jaws. They were all safe and sound, but I doubt the person will ever forget the experience from this diving tour. Wrong jump. Professionals from the Shark Week episodes were thinking of doing something new, so they decided to wrap one of their teammates with a harness and make him dangle over the water full of sharks. Sounds interesting, right? Well, these men were quite confident in what they were about to do until the real action showed up. Just as he got a bit lowered in the water, this huge shark came to the surface to greet the humans. Anyone, even with the strongest hearts, would get goosebumps from such a close encounter with a shark. I mean, they're thought to be the world's most fearsome predators roaming in the water. Orca hunt.
A group of orcas is causing a lot of damage to boats off the Iberian Peninsula, raising questions about why the orcas are doing it.
Killer whales normally do not harm humans, and they are highly intelligent beings. But in 2023, sailors started seeing a completely different side to them. A pod of orcas was witnessed ramming and ganging up on several boats in the Iberian Peninsula.
It was my turn to go sleep. So I went down, I started taking my nap, and 30 minutes later, boom.
And they were approaching them with full force. These interactions would span over hours, and the pod would take off the rudder or even try to sink the boats. But why were these orcas doing all of it? Scientists believe that a female orca called White Gladys was leading all these pods for her revenge from either getting stuck in an illegal fishing net or due to a collision with a boat. Chased away. An ordinary day of sailing in the ocean got a bit too exciting when the people got tailed by two giant orcas. These killer whales were jumping out of the water almost as if they had a really important thing to discuss. Although all the people on board were enjoying its company, there was still a sense of terror lingering in the back of their minds. I mean, who wouldn't be afraid? These are highly intelligent giants of the ocean, after all. Giant tiger shark. Looks like a calm and surreal moment, right? Well, it was completely taken over by a giant tiger shark that appeared out of nowhere and almost left with the diver's head. Thanks to the quick thinking of his fellow diver, he managed to dodge this predator and got out of harm's way. Otherwise, he would have left from there missing a limb or two. Bubbling water.
Look.
Visitors at the Panama Beach, Florida, rushed to get a glimpse of an epic fight that had them all shivering in their places. This splashing water was not some gases escaping from the ocean floor. There were dozens of sharks in action. All the people stayed out of the water and were amazed at their numbers and power. It's not every day that you get to see so many sharks in action. That too, in one place. Although the quality of this video was not very good, it was enough to see their ultimate strength. Action on beach. Surfers at Cape Cod Beach were alarmed to see the ocean water turn red right in front of their eyes. They had no idea what was going on under the surface, but once they took a better look, they realized that it was a shark feasting on a sea lion. These predatory fish can eat almost anything they get their jaws on. So I would say it's a lot better that we stay in our houses on land where those shark teeth and strong jaws can't get to us. Bizarre catch. Okay, I had no idea people were using chopsticks to catch fish now. This video was released by some fishermen who claimed they'd caught one of the biggest squids of their career. They first got the huge tuna on board, and then they just couldn't believe what they had caught with it. These fishermen had gotten their hands on a squid so big that people started comparing it with the mythical kraken. We really don't know anything about our oceans, and I'm pretty sure there are even bigger monsters still lurking down there. Open discussion.
This is virtually impossible to work.
A fisherman had laid out his fishing net, hoping to catch tons of fish, but he got some company in the area as hundreds of sea lions surrounded his boat. Turns out, these animals were also out looking for food, and they had the perfect opportunity for a nice meal when they noticed all the fish already caught in the net. The fisherman had never seen such a frenzy before, and was overwhelmed by the presence of such big numbers all around him.
I've always enjoyed fishing.
I guess he went home with an empty net that day. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.